Welcome to my demo of Capitalisk Auth. The goal of Capitalisk Auth is to allow website designers with limited coding experience to easily integrate login functionality into their existing or new apps or websites. The way it works is that it integrates your application with a Capitalisk blockchain. This can be any blockchain which is built using the Capitalisk technology. In this case, we have a project, which is the project I'm working on, called Sasify, and it has its own blockchain or its own cryptocurrency, which is built using the Capitalisk technology. And it has its own SAS token. If I go into the sign up section of this app, you'll see that there is no form. There is instead, or there are some instructions about how to sign up. And this involves basically acquiring 5 SAS tokens. So once you have an account with 5 SAS tokens, you can log into this service without having to explicitly sign up. If I open this link here, this is the address for the SAS blockchain. You'll see it looks like a standard blockchain with some accounts and the way to create an account and log in. If you can create an account and then receive, like we can do it here, and if you create an account, you just need to save your passphrase and username, which is your address. If you can receive 5 SAS tokens in the account, you can automatically log into Sasify without having to do any further registration steps. So if you have a look at what that looks like here, you have a login page. This component is called Capitalisk Login, and it allows us to basically log in using our wallet. So if I put my passphrase here, you can see it checks this box here called multi-sig. This is because this account has a multi-sig key registered on it. The benefit of that is that you can have a different passphrase as your multi-sig key than your main account passphrase. So this means that this passphrase is a lower level of security, or sorry, a lower level of sensitivity than my main account passphrase, as knowing this passphrase does not allow the holder to move funds out of my account. And also it can be changed at any time in the future. So this is a neat way to authenticate myself without having to worry about my passphrase being leaked in any way. In any case, the Capitalisk Auth service does not store passphrases anywhere, although it does send them across the wire for temporary verification. If I log in here, you'll see it redirects me to the dashboard. It's very simple. If I log out and I provide incorrect credentials, let's say, for example, I put the wrong word here, it will show me some error. Let's have a look at how it looks like on the front end first. It's to integrate this functionality or this form is just one component here called Capitalisk Login with some parameters that you need to provide. So those parameters will depend on the specific Capitalisk blockchain that you want to integrate. Here, this is the Sasify SAS token. You don't have to provide the official node, as in this case, you could provide any node within the blockchain. It could be your own self-hosted node, and that just makes it less, this makes it more trustless. Okay. Here you have this is where the script is being included. So just including that script into your page allows you to use that component. It's built using native web components, so you don't need to worry about using a framework like React or whatever. You can use it with React or with Vue or whatever other framework, or with no framework at all, as in this case, just using plain web components. The code is relatively minimal. You don't need to have as much as here as there is here. The main event to think about so that you can handle is this submit credentials event. So this event is triggered when the user clicks on the submit button after having filled out their details. So the idea is that we receive this event when the user submits the form to log in, and we get this object event.detail inside the event.detail property. And here what we're doing is we're sending it off to our server. So you can use any technology you like. You could use HTTP here. In this case, we use WebSocket, a framework called Socket Cluster, to send off the details, the credentials, to the server for verification. Let's have a look at how it looks like on the server. If we go here, we have a an endpoint called login. So this is being consumed using a for await of loop. It's asynchronous JavaScript on the server side. It's Node.js. We receive the request here, and then this data is basically our credentials that we just sent from our form on the front end. And we have this Capitalisk Auth library here that we call its authenticate method and pass the credentials. If those credentials are correct, it will give us your return asynchronously. So remember, you need an await keyword here. You'll return a wallet info object, which will have the wallet address, account balance. And if we have a look up here, we can see that we're instantiating this Capitalisk Auth provider. This is the server-side component. It has some options that you can specify, like min amount balance and all this stuff. Let's go up here. Let's have a look at where it's actually being included. Here it's just a Capitalisk Auth server, and then we're just getting some components out of it here. And let's go back down. Okay, so here, once we've successfully authenticated, I mean, we don't really need to do anything else here. That's the user is authenticated. But in this case, we want to add some custom logic, which is, for example, we will create an account if there's no existing account into our own database. So we have a copy of that account when only the first time the user logs in. If the user is already created an account, so it's not the first time they log into this service, we're going to update the account with the newest timestamp. Okay, and the latest wallet balance and the last IP address. Okay, and then afterwards, all we're doing here is just sending the auth token to the client side. So it's a JWT token, and that means that we don't need to re-authenticate the user for every future endpoint they call. They can just pass the token, and we just verify the token. So this makes it a bit easier. All right, but there are many ways to implement this functionality, and this is just one way. I hope you get an idea of this or a sense of what can be done with Capitalisk Auth, and that you will consider giving it a try and integrating it into your web application or website. Thanks for listening. Bye.